Hi, Namaste everyone. My name is Kartika and this is my channel Synchro Shakti. Today we're going to talk about a manifestation technique called metaphors or writing your own life story. And so what are metaphors? So metaphors is an NLP or a neuro-linguistic programming technique that is used to deliberately create your reality by writing a story about this character who is very, very similar to you and his life, which is very similar to your life. And so a metaphorical story is simply a story filled with symbols that symbolizes things that have happened to you or will happen to you in your life. So for the sake of this video, let's come up with a metaphorical story right now. So let's say we have Jack, who is this poor farmer who went ahead and climbed this mountain which was filled with boulders, and as he started pushing the boulders out of his way, he became stronger and stronger until he made it to the top of the mountain. And then at the top of the mountain he found this chest filled with gold and riches. So let's look at it symbolically. The poor man or the poor farmer would represent somebody who is not necessarily poor monetarily, but just poor. It could be lacking in something, right? Climbing the mountain could symbolize going upwards towards journey towards a goal. May not necessarily be an easy journey because climbing a mountain is symbolic for things that are not so easy. Boulders would symbolize challenges or resistances. Moving the boulders would symbolize overcoming those resistances and challenges and becoming stronger. And reaching the top of the mountain would symbolize achieving the goal, and discovering this chest of gold and riches would symbolize abundance or happiness or joy or love or even monetary or financial success, depending on what it means to the person who's writing the story. So let's look at some other common metaphors that we use in our daily lives. From the top of my head, I can think of queen or the crown or royalty. All of these things symbolize people who are at the top, who are respected, who are probably admired, loved, have power. Then I can think of rain. Rain could mean, if you're looking at rain positively, it could mean shower of something positive, abundance, love. If you're looking at rain negatively, it could probably suggest, tears or a gloomy, dark, difficult time. Like they say, save it for a rainy day. So it probably means something like that. Another one I can think of is sunshine. Sunshine could symbolize something like brightness in life, light, a happy day, a happy time, happiness, abundance. So whatever it symbolizes to you, use those symbols in writing your metaphorical story. So why are we talking about metaphors and symbols and writing stories in order to manifest our lives? The simplest answer is because the unconscious mind responds and speaks in the language of symbols and metaphors. Just have a look at your dreams. So when you feed it a metaphorical story, you're feeding it a metaphorical program of a character who is very similar to you. So the unconscious mind runs on that program and begins to create that same reality of what's happening to the character in the story in your life, even if you're not consciously working towards it. So what you need to write a metaphorical story is a pen, paper, and your imagination. The first thing you must remember is that the character must resemble you in some symbolic way. The second thing you must remember is that do not focus on negativity in the story. Let the focus of the story be 90% positive. If you are going through a difficult time right now, there's a lot of negativity in your life right now and you want to shift that, allow the character to have the symbols of the symbolic representation of the negativity that you're going through right now in the beginning. Probably 5-10% at the beginning, having that negativity symbolized in the story, and have the rest 90 to 95% of the story to be positive. If there isn't any significant struggle in your life right now, in the present, then don't unnecessarily create struggle for yourself by putting it in the story. So if you had struggle and it still haunts you today, then you can put it in the story. But if you don't have any struggles going on for you right now and things are more or less smooth, then don't put it in the story. Your story does not have to be a really long story. It could be a short story. But remember the story, because what happens to the character in the story, as long as you really identify with it, the same thing will happen to you in your story. So make sure that you're very mindful of what you put in the story. So if you're going through a difficult time and you want to come back into the light or alignment, then probably you can use metaphors like the black looming clouds parted and sunshine came through. Make sure that you don't write stuff like, I had to kiss a few frogs before I met Prince Charming, because you just might keep meeting more frogs. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a possibility. So make sure you write it in a way that's most positive. After you write the story, remember it, maybe take a printout, put it somewhere you can see or look at it on a daily basis. This allows your mind to continuously be exposed to the story and create that. It's just like vision boards, it's just like visualizations, but it's directly speaking in the language of the unconscious mind. So have fun with it, be creative, stay positively focused in your story. Now if you write your story and you're not completely sure whether it's positively focused or if it is very powerful, then you can send your stories to me at synchroshakti@gmail.com. Link is in the description box, and I will have a look at it. I'll probably make some corrections if there needs to be any corrections, and I'll send it back to you. And make sure that the metaphors are really powerful and it really compels you to create that life. So even if you're not consciously working on it, unconsciously that desire or the good feelings within that story pull you to create that in your life. So that's it from me this week. Next week I will be doing another video on a manifestation technique called the vision board, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. So I'll show you my vision board. And thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support that you give me. I love you guys. Namaste. And have a great week.